Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything Ice Wars edition. We're joined by James, the Penetanguishene. I know I butchered Wolverine Dalzell. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you? You just nailed it right before, though. But it's a tough one. It's a tough.
You turn the camera on and I get nervous. You know what I mean? Could you go ahead and give your full name? Like let us hear how it's actually supposed to be.
You want me to announce myself? All right.
Yes, please.
James, the Penetanguishene Wolverine Dalzell.
So hopefully, MMA Hot Mike. Hopefully, the gentleman who's going to be announcing your fight, he's going to have to practice that. Where the heck do you get a nickname like that?
Well, I'm born and raised in Penetanguishene. That's the name of the town that I live in. And so, to be honest, I'm not even sure where the nickname came from. It just I'm a hairy dude and I'm vicious, and the Wolverine thing just started kind of hit, and it rhymes with Penetang. I'm a rapper too, so it kind of I don't know. It just fit. I went with Flash. I was Flash for quite a while, and then I don't know. I guess I switched from DC to Marvel. I don't know what happened there, but I do like the Wolverine and the Penetanguishene Wolverine. I'm a big fan of rhymes, so yeah. Well, we're rolling with it. It's hard for people to say, but it's fun when they get it right.
You're a guy who's fought bare knuckle before. What's making you do Ice Wars? How did you? Are you a hockey guy? Tell us about your hockey experience and how you came to join BKFC Ice Wars.
Man, this is really, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's full circle for me. I got into combat sports when I was a kid. I got into karate to get a little discipline and self-defense stuff, and then I started playing hockey at a super young age. I think it was like 5. I got on the ice. I didn't really. I took a few years off and started playing at 10, and really started playing pretty competitive and climbed up pretty fast. I ended up getting in a fight and like probably like 12 on the ice, and it was just a weird thing. It was like in a practice with the like 2 teams or whatever, and one of the guys was coming off the ice, and he punched me in the face, and I just lost it and started going, and everybody went nuts, and I was like, well, everybody just and so I was like, oh, I like that feeling. And then when I got into my first real fight in hockey, I played rep traveling team, pretty high level, and I got into a fight there, and I remember everybody's going bananas, and I looked up into the crowd because I thought my dad was gonna, give me that shaking of his head, but he was on his feet clapping like everybody else, and that moment, that moment for me, I was like, wow, okay, this is what I want to do. And then I became an enforcer. I'm a pretty small guy, really, but I was fighting the heavyweights and always throwing down. I was an enforcer in junior, and hockey fighting was my thing. I loved it, and I started playing in rec leagues, years ago, and I ended up getting slew-footed and got a concussion, and I was told to stop playing hockey at that time. That was like 12 years ago, and
Wow.
uh, and I took doctor's advices, took time off, started healing and everything, and feeling good. The last, COVID was a big change, sitting there and just stuck with your thoughts. And I started thinking, like, I've been feeling good for a few years, and I was getting competitive again. I started running track because I was like, oh, it's not a contact sport. I can get the competitiveness in that and feel good. But I love fighting, man, and I was missing it so much. And sitting there with my thoughts and COVID, I was like, I feel really good if I'm, able to pound this up myself running like this and feeling that good. Maybe I could try fighting again. And my wife kind of laughed at me and said, "Yeah, okay, you get the doctor's clearance, and you go ahead and do that." And lo and behold, the doctors were like, "Yeah, no problem, man," and started getting back into MMA. I got in to MMA to get into bare knuckle. Like, I saw when BKFC came out,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's my jam. I love it. And I was right off the bat, messaging Feldman, trying to get a hold of who I could, right? Like, this is like 5 years ago, just trying to get in, work my way in the door. So I started fighting MMA a little bit. I had a couple amateur fights. I got into boxing after I got into hockey, so I have a bit of a boxing background too. But yeah, ended up getting my break. I've been hounding at people for years to get into bare knuckle, and I said I'd take anybody, anytime, anywhere. And a guy fell out of a bout like a couple weeks before the fight in Havoc in Canada,
Right.
and they asked me if I'd fill, and I was like 100%. So they put me in there. I threw down and just keep taking anything anybody will give me. So, but yeah, when I saw the Ice Wars thing come in, I registered for that right away and was able to get a hold of a couple guys, and yeah, they said they signed me, and I'm wasn't able to get on the first two cards because I'm a lightweight, and there's very few lightweights in
Right.
Ice Wars. But they had a fight lined up for me on the second card, and then the guy pulled out, and yeah, we had a lot of missteps, but October 10th, it's we're all set and ready to go.
Is there any cause for concern? I had your opponent on last night. He's not happy that he has to come down to 160. You know, he's like, that's a hockey fight. It shouldn't matter how much I weigh, but he's got to come down and weight. Is there
Yeah.
any? Do you feel like he's gonna make it?
I don't know, man, because they were telling me, this guy's, not a fighter. He's not used to cutting weight. Like he's not a combat sports fighter.
Sure,
And I get what they're saying. Here's the thing. Like I've been fighting big guys my whole life. I don't care. I keep telling everybody I'll fight everybody, but there's weight classes for a reason. I know hockey
sure,
fighting's a little bit different, but you get hit with a punch from a guy that weighs 180, and you get punched with a guy that weighs 150. Like it makes a big difference. And the last couple bare knuckle fights, I've been going in at my weight,
sure.
fighting guys, and they play the weight game. Like
Mhm.
the night of the fights, I'm 20 pounds less than the guys. Like I can't put on weight like that. It's just not in my makeup. So yeah, I mean, I guess whatever. He's pissed. I said I'm still coming up to meet him. Like I'm a 150. I'm coming up to
Right.
160. So I'm putting 10 pounds on. I'm still sitting at like 158 right now. I'm just trying to get up over it. But yeah, man, whatever. I don't care. Well, like, oh, yeah, I need to hopefully I piss him off a little bit, I guess. But to me, yeah, it's whatever. I hope he makes weight. I hope he tries to. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go in there and we're gonna throw down whatever it is.
You have the size that clearly you have the size advantage going into this fight. Do you feel like your reach and the fact that you're a much more active fighter will be the keys to your success?
I think so, man. Like I've had 100 hockey fights. It's been a while. Like I haven't had a hockey fight in a bit, but again, I've been fighting pro for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. So with the bare knuckle, I mean, again, I love bare knuckle because that's what I'm used to with hockey fights, and I'm stoked that it's on real ice with bare knuckle for this one. I feel like I got a bit of advantage. I know he does. Like on paper, he might with the weight, but yeah, like I've been active, I've been fighting, and I'm hungry as all hell, man. I'm on a 3 fight losing streak right now, which is not nice, not fun. So, I was hoping to fight somebody my size and really get a chance to show, but again, I don't really care about the weight. I'm ready to go out there and put on a show for this and just smash it.
The one thing I'd like to see Ice Wars do is kind of mirror BKFC and kind of, the weight classes every 10 pounds. I've talked to a couple guys and I'm like, you guys don't even seem to be even close to the same weight. And they're kind of putting you guys together. So like going forward, like, I mean, honestly, like, whatever, it's great that you get a fight, but like you versus Snowbeck, I think would have been a good fight because you guys are both around the same weight.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few guys that I was like, would have liked to see, but again, there was limited, and I'm a
Take what you can
fighter,
get.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I am a man of my word. I keep telling anybody, I don't care, send them my way, and I mean it. Like I just want to fight.
So you're very upfront, like, hey, 3 fight lose streak. Is it? Does that put extra pressure on you to go out there? Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, people lose fights. Like no one retires undefeated. But is it one of those like, are you able to just put that in the rearview mirror, or do you have that little bit extra pressure?
I feel like the pressure's there, especially in BKFC. Like they're watching this stuff. They like those O's beside the loss column. But yeah, you know how it is. You win, you move your way up. It's tough. I've been fortunate that I go in there and I fight, and I think people like that.
Sure.
My fighting style ends up it's fireworks, man, and somebody's gonna get knocked out. Like it's that's just the way I fight, and it puts me in a tough position, but I'd rather have a great fight and put on a show and have people being like, that was awesome, than, play it safe and try and, uh, you want to win the fight, but I'd rather have a show and have people talking about it and get the buzz going than, have a boring fight. If that makes sense. Yeah.
I've been to BKFC events. Feldman and Chris Lytle both, say the same sort of thing. If you put it all out there, win or lose, we're gonna have you back. I've heard Charlie and Ian tell the guys at Ice Wars, if you put it all out there, we're gonna have you back. So that is clearly the most important thing. Go out there, fight your ass off, and you come back. Because like I said, anything can happen, and it's bare knuckle. Anything can happen.
Exactly, and that's the thing, right? Like I love bare knuckle, right? You get hit in the wrong spot, or I guess the right spot, depending on how you look at it, and it's over. Like there's no give, there's no like there's no give. Like it's bone on bone, and you get hit in that spot, you're gonna go down, and I think that's the cool thing, and that I like about it too is like you're not getting that repetitive brain like shaking, with the boxing gloves. I explained that to a lot of people. They're like, think I'm crazy for bare knuckle, but like with the studies and from what I've experienced and what I've studied, like you're seeing these guys that have had long careers that have kind of left the game coming back and like I'm 42 years old. Like I'm in retirement age for most pro athlete time, but I feel phenomenal. Again, now with bare knuckle, like taking a lot less beating, like with head trauma. So it's I think that the sport and the fighters can last a little longer. So yeah, like you said, I'm just going in there and I'm gonna go put on a show. We're gonna swing for the fences, and it's gonna be a good time. But I feel the pressure. I want to win. I mean, losing sucks, man.
Growing up, who is some of your favorite enforcers?
Oh man. So my favorite hockey player was probably Wendell Clark,
Sure.
Leafs captain back in the day. Just Captain Crunch. I mirrored that style. Just hit anything that touched the puck and fight whenever you needed to. Stand up for your teammates. So Wendell Clark was probably like my favorite hockey player to kind of emulate. Obviously Bob Probert was a beauty to watch. A lot of those guys. I like Ty Domi. Uh, but yeah, a lot of the scrappers. I was always a big fan of enforcers, but mostly like those guys that just went and hammered guys in the corners. I just loved the big hits. I like Ovi. I like the way that Ovechkin plays. He's not a scrapper, but I just love that he goes in there grinding and hitting guys, and pretty wicked for a scorer like that to throw the body.
There's something to be said about a guy whose job it is, like a Bob Probert, to just fight. But those guys that can do it all, that can score, like Gabriel Landeskog, can score, but if you hit one of his teammates, he'll go beat the shit out of you. Like, I love those guys.
Yeah, those are my favorite. That was like Clark, right? First overall
Sure.
pick, great shot, amazing hockey player. But if you touch anybody on his team, you touch the goal, you're gonna get dropped. So yeah, like he was fearless. He fought Probert, he fought McSorley, like he fought all the toughest guys in the league, and did pretty well. Like I think he beat Probert when they fought, and it's pretty awesome to have those kind of guys that are super talented and can you don't mess with them either.
So you've mentioned that you're a rapper, but you're also an actor. Like, how did you get into like the entertainment industry?
Yeah, it's always been something that I've been super intrigued in, and I don't know why or when or what it is, but just like a calling of just wanting to entertain people. And then I got into acting in high school a little bit, started doing really enjoyed like journalism and being like doing camera work, and then I started enjoying being in front of the camera. And I went to school. I ended up going to school for acting. So I graduated from the Toronto Film School in 2008. So quite a while ago. I've been acting ever since. Done pretty okay for a Canadian actor. I book a commercial and a little spot on a TV show every now and then. So it's pretty good. But yeah, rapping too. I really love music. I've always been kind of a bit of a writer, like kind of a closet writer, write in your journal, don't show anybody and stuff. But I've always been writing rhymes and raps. And then it was in school and in acting school where you kind of open up and do stuff. I started rapping a little bit there, and then a guy I went to school with, we started a sketch troupe, like a comedy sketch troupe, and we started writing goofy rhymes and just kind of funny stuff. And then they started getting kind of good, and then we started working with a bunch of really talented musicians. And yeah, we've been rapping for like 12 years now. We've been in a couple good bands. We opened for D12
Oh, nice.
uh, and yeah, Obi Trice and Lloyd Banks and a couple fairly big artists last year, and yeah, it's been a good time, man. It's fun, keeping me busy. But yeah, I'm super focused on the fighting now because like I said, it's the shelf life and the life expectancy in that game where I'm at already is, I might be past the shelf life. Again, I feel phenomenal. I feel better now than I ever did. I feel better now than I did in junior. I think I still got a lot of gas in the tank, and there's still see a pretty good runway for me to take on this.
So we just did an interview with Chris Camozzi the other day, and he said, he's approaching 40, and from all the MMA and stuff, he said cardio is the hardest part. He said, like I can take the punches and all that, but it is the cardio. But the one nice thing about bare knuckle is it doesn't require the wrestling. It doesn't require the jujitsu and stuff. So it is so much, it's a lot safer and healthier for your body. So I feel like a guy, you said, you're 42, but clearly you're not taking the punishment of your body. So you are still able to do, achieve at a high level.
Yeah, man, for sure. It is that like grappling and the jujitsu and all that. Like it wears on your body, man. Like even just going back into strictly focusing on the boxing for the last little bit. It's like I feel so much better, just stronger, mentally sharp. I'm just like you're going into a training camp for an MMA fight, you're gonna get hurt all the time. Like you're
Sure.
gonna be like man. Even just thinking about it, I'm like, man, yeah, I don't really miss that much. It does a number on you, right? And you're constantly getting injured and getting over stuff, and there's just so many things to it, right? Grappling is extremely tiring. You're gonna get that with hockey, man. Hockey fights are nuts because there's so much to it too, but yeah, the cardio and all that, like there's so much to it. But I think with like again with bare knuckle, there's a much longer shelf life. Your body's gonna be and again your body's gonna be in way better shape. So it's like anything else. You get hit in the wrong spot, it's still not good, and there's always risks involved. But to me, and again, I've been looking into this for quite a while, done a lot of research, and I'm trying to be part of more research to it. It's illegal in Ontario. Like bare knuckles not even legal here yet, and I'm pushing because like they're very high on boxing. But if you look at the studies, it's boxing. Like I love boxing, but it's one of the worst things for brain trauma.
Sure. Well, it's weird too because um, out in Alberta they had a couple deaths in MMA, but that put a halt on the bare knuckle for a while, and it was until everything settled down. But it's like, look, bare knuckle isn't having nearly the issues that boxing. It has quite a few deaths, and I say quite a few. I mean, it's not like an absurd amount, but any more, like more than one's, quite a few,
Yeah.
but bare knuckle has not had that yet.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to say for that, right? Like I don't know. I think it's the most exciting sport there is. I love it. You do not see very if you see a boring boxing or the boring bare knuckle fight, though you probably won't see those fighters again. Or if one of them was like that one's not going to last because there's just no room for it. You got a small area, you got a short time, and it's all action, and it's so fun to watch. And again, like it's not just guys like when it started, they just kind of take anybody, and you'd see these crazy free swinging dudes, but it's like super strategic, man. And like they're good fighters that are in here. It's obviously guys that are super tough, but they're also very skilled. Like there's a lot of misunderstanding there that it's just free swinging tough guys, but that's part of it. But these guys are extremely talented and train very, very, very hard.
We've seen a couple BKFC ice wars so far. It seems that cardio is the key. You're a guy clearly in shape. Is that is that the key to victory too? I mean, if you can wear down your opponent, like I said, he's coming down 20 pounds. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. He's not super tall. Like I said, I don't know how much he runs and all that, but like cardio could easily be the factor.
Yeah, that's a great call, right? Like again, I love to get out there swinging and make things exciting, but I think that the cardio is going to be a massive difference here. I run a lot now. I my cardio is up there, I try and work 3 minute rounds to get my cardio up, so the two is easy. And now we're doing 1 minute rounds in this. So I feel again, hockey fighting is completely different. A minute in a hockey fight,
Sure.
it's deadly. But again, I'm going in there and I'm ready to take it into deep water and see if his cardio can handle it.
I'm still on the fence about this. So we have seen BKFC Ice Wars. They had the helmets, so they wore the gloves, which made sense to me. We heard that they're ditching the gloves. It's one of those things like I get why you need the helmet because you're on the ice, but and I've heard that they're going to be, maybe trying to find like a safety helmet or something. I do think you guys need some kind of bucket on your head in case you do hit the ice. But I really don't want to see people raining 3 rounds of punches on helmets. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I I come from, well, when I was playing junior, it was full cage, right? So it was get the bucket off and go. Um, yeah, it's gonna be tough, but it's cool too because you have to be super strategic and you have to be very precise with your punches, right? So I'm 100% with you, but ultimately it's going to be up to the guy to make sure that you're getting clean shots in, or you're gonna mess your hand up pretty good.
Okay. The last question I always ask people the first time they're on the show: do you remember the first time you were in a street fight? The first time you punched somebody out of anger, somebody that was not a relative?
Man, yeah. Okay. So the first time I got into, I guess, was the schoolyard fight when I was a kid. It was like I think we were playing football, and I forget what happened, but it was some kind of big scrimmage, and somehow the biggest guy on there was we were staring down, and I don't know. I took a swing at him and hit him in the face, and he just like kind of laughed at me and then bear hugged me and just like sat on me basically, and it was awful. But that was the first time, and I was like, that sucks. Then the next time I got into a street fight was like it was really bad for the other guy. It was at school. It was this weird little beef, and I don't know. Everybody started talking about how this guy was going to kick my ass. And in the cafeteria, I went up and sat beside him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I heard you're going to kick my ass." And he just was like, "Yeah, let's go right now." I'm like, "Okay, all right, just let me go finish my lunch, and we'll go." And I went and sat down. He was like, what's happening?" I'm like, "Apparently, we're going to go fight." So I stood up, and then he stood up, and the whole cafeteria followed us outside. And I was like, "Oh my goodness!" There was probably 100, 200 people just circled around us, and I'm like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
And I'm looking around, and then he tried to drop kick me, and I just happened to like catch his leg with my arm and just snapped. And I just grabbed like a hockey fight, just grabbed him by the shoulder and just started feeding him. And it was like two or three punches. He hit the ground. I picked him up, hit him a couple more, and then I just stopped. All I could see was blood, and he was like, it was bad. He ended up like I still we're buddies now. I'm friends with him now because apparently the teachers and everybody's like said I knocked some sense into him. He was a bit of an asshole back in the day, but yeah, that was, I mean, that was an eye opener of just like, okay, like I snapped, and luckily snapped back into it when I could tell that I messed him up pretty good. Because yeah, he had to go to the hospital after and had all kinds of, yeah, I had his face was messed up pretty good.
It's crazy how primal fighting is and how it burns in your brain. You know what I mean? And I've talked to some guys. They're like, "Oh, I've been in thousands of fights and I don't remember." And it's like, have you been in thousands of fights? Because I feel like you remember the first time you put your fist in someone's face.
Yeah, man, I mean, for me, yeah, hundreds, but the first time, like, whoo, yeah, you don't forget that, man. Yeah, I remember I tried to explain this to somebody too. Like, I've played all sports. I love them. There's a different feeling from scoring a touchdown or hitting a home run or scoring a goal, but there is absolutely nothing like knocking a guy out. It's just well, hit a guy, they drop, and I don't that primal feeling or whatever it is just it's so I don't it's insane. There's nothing like it.
So I've never knocked somebody out, but you punch a guy, you knock him out. You feel great. How quickly do you feel bad though? Or you don't feel bad?
Pretty quick. For me anyway. It's like, you know, uh you feel pretty good about it. You're on like I
Sure.
said, it's euphoric. Like it's you can't explain that feeling. It's a high like nothing else. But then of course you want to make sure that you didn't severely hurt this person.
Absolutely.
especially when it's for sport, right? Like to me, I try and build up some animosity. Just it's more fun for the fans. It's more fun for everybody. You want to have that in you a bit. But at the end of the day, this is a chess match, and it's a sport, and it's very strategic, and you don't want to hurt somebody. I mean, I don't, like, you know what I mean.
Sure.
It's a job. I'm going out there to hurt you, but I don't want to hurt you. Like, knock you out. Hopefully, you get up and everything's okay. But yeah, like because there's it's you don't play fight, man. This isn't it's not really a game. Like you want to make sure that this part you're not ruining someone's life or something.
Awesome. Well, do you have any message for your opponent, for your fans, anybody out there? Anything to say, shout outs, anything you'd like to get out there before we call it a night?
Yeah, I just want to say to tune in on October 10th, man. Get to Florida, be there. I'm super stoked. Thank you to my man for stepping up because it was hard to find an opponent. I had two people back out before him, so I'm thrilled, and I hope he's ready. Hopefully, he can get that cut down and edit your welcome message.
Oh, it.
Don't miss it.
I'm hearing like walkie-talkie or something like I don't know what the hell happened. Like it was yeah, there's walkie. Yeah, well, it started cutting out like I said, and now it's like walkie-talkie stuff. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Cutting out now.
What's that?
Yours is cutting out now too.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it so much, dude. I can't wait to watch your fight. I'm going to try to be there, but if I can't be there, I'm definitely going to tune in.
Oh man, definitely let me know if you're going to be there. It'd be awesome to meet, and thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, my dude. All right, have a great night. Thanks.
Ay, ay, ay.